will at some point, because I'll be out of the study and I won't be able to use it anymore. So my first thought was, can you guys go in and fix it? Like, go in, take it out, put in a new one.
Was watching some of this Joe Rogan podcast. Got a guy named Noland Arbaugh, and it was like he's received a Neuralink microchip implant into his brain. Like I said, he's a paraplegic. He's paralyzed. It's an interesting story, though, man. Pretty fascinating. See the capabilities that have grown in such a short time in America. You know, like in the definitely in this industry of health and wellness. There's a lot of people that are probably in his similar circumstance that are dealing with this. Being a paralyzed person and having the ability to get some of that autonomy back and some of that freedom back in your life is pretty cool. It's pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just looking at a little bit of this video. Like I said, with it's on a clip just came up with Joe Rogan and the guy Nolan Arbaugh talking about getting the Neuralink chip put into his brain, and just like he said, this has the ability to basically receive the links in the neurons or the messages from his brain, and basically be able to bring that to fruition. And like I said, it's pretty controversial to me. Things like this, you don't really see a whole lot of. Shit. I think it's just something that's important to talk about. Just it caught my attention. You know, just the AI behind it. He's talking about the ability for it to learn and become more adept at the person who has the link. It's pretty interesting.
And they basically said, we're not at that point yet. We're going to see if we can fix it. We're going to see if we can do things on the software side to fix it, which they ended on. They wouldn't have learned the point. Sorry. I dislocated my C4, C5 in a. People keep calling it a diving accident. It wasn't really a diving accident. It was just sort of like a freak accident while I was swimming in the lake. So I dislocated my C4, C5, which they told me was good because I didn't sever my spinal cord. It was just kind of like my spinal cord, like bounced out of place for a split second, then hopped right back where it was supposed to be. And so I cannot move anything. I have no control or sensation below my shoulders. I got a little bit back. Like I can move my hand a little bit, but not enough to do anything. Like I couldn't control the joystick or anything. So yeah, no movement or sensation below my shoulders.
Is there anything that if you looked into what they do with stem cells or?
Yeah. So I applied for studies before Neuralink, and
For long, they're gonna be able to move again, in my opinion. For long, they're gonna have people, walking around like robots. In all honesty, they're gonna have AI robots attack bodies, man. And man, this world is going towards some wild things. A lot of times I feel like playing God. I call it the new Sodom and Gomorrah is America. America is the new Sodom and Gomorrah. But yeah, man, Lord knows what his AI, what his implants and neurolinks, these type of studies and test subjects and experiments. Lord knows what the end result is going to be of all this playing God, manipulating between software and humans. Uh, back in the day, they talk about cyborgs. When you think about sci-fi movies and Marvels and stuff like that, you hear things about cyborgs, and it's very foreign to us. I say sci-fi is it's not real, but when you think about life, you think about how a lot of times art and things they kind of have a way of correlating to real life. Art and depictions on screens and movies, they end up having a real correlation to life in a lot of times. But so this is a lot of playing God. Like this is really headed towards, in my opinion, like you said, cyborgs. Humans meshing with machines. People using these things to walk again. Lord knows whatever they can think up of. If they can attach it to your brain and it's connected to that link that tells which body part to move that you no longer have the capabilities of moving. It's like that's a wild thing, and it has the ability to think for itself. It's just that's wild. It's wild, man. But yeah, like I said, back in the day, they talk about things like that, sci-fi movies and things that are seem unrealistic. Aliens, cyborgs, robots, all that type of shit. But this is right here is basically mixing the two sides together. This is a deadly path that we're walking as a people in America. Deadly path. Scary path. You know what I'm saying? Could end up being very. Lord knows what these experiments may end up being. Like I said, the end results, Lord knows. But I think it's pretty fascinating that they have got this far with technology. You know, we can put implants in people's brains that allow them to think with their basically think uh, their intents. They're able to think up their intents and what they things they want to do, their acts and intentions and things that they want to do, and they can read your brain and correlate it to, like I said, tapping the computers, reading, writing, movement, thoughts. It's pretty wild.
I never got asked to be in any of them. I never even heard back from anyone, which is kind of what I assumed would happen with Neuralink, honestly. But I had applied for things because I obviously don't want to be paralyzed anymore. I don't want to be a quadriplegic. So it would be great if I could get into something and have them fix as much of me as possible. I mean, even if I had more control over my hands, the amount of things that I could do would like skyrocket, like an order of magnitude. Um,
Man, the type of thing that's mainstream in this country or that we really push out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this is some ingenious shit right here. This is real. What they call it? Some ingenuity. But really, a lot of times we're stepping back as a people with a lot of these things, meshing these software with the human anatomy and body and brain. It's not the way in which God intended us to be, or it's not the way we came out with the purpose to be. It's to have things implanted in our brains that have no ability of knowing the ramifications of what can go on from putting these implants in your brain. None. So, but I can understand the person being in a desperate situation, being paralyzed and wanting results and wanting to have some type of chance to, augment that and reverse what's going on in his life as far as being paralyzed. I know you can try a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? People are, like I said, just that far out there to do something like this, put an implant in their brain in which they can, like I said, access computers, get online. Like I said, it has AI technology attached to it, so it's learning from him and his human movements and patterns. So it's really some wild, scary ish to think about, when you think about just the nature of this thing and where it can, you know, balloon into in the future, as far as far as mental programming, brainwashing, just all the negative things that can become from this. Software going bad. Who knows? It could turn people into zombies. It could turn people into literal slaves to a computer. Into their will. For all we know, so just a slippery slope. Slippery slope, but it's something that, like I said, it just piqued my attention. I had seen it online. I was like, man, I really don't think that's as controversial as it is. I really don't think that's just the wise thing for us to do, is to be messing with people's brains and putting software, man-made software, into people's brains. That's just me. I just feel like even the good that can't outweigh the bad. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Ultimately, even these people like this, like try, like I seen Joe Rogan say stem cells or some other thing, but to mesh robotics with human tissues and things like that, and brains, and like I said, the biggest computer of this world, which is the human brain. To do that is, in my opinion, asking for chaos. It's asking for destruction. So, but America, as we know, we're the home of the GMO foods. We're the home of the cloned animals, cloned meats. We're the fillers, preservatives, fillers, things like that. We're the home of, I call it Sodom and Gomorrah, modern day. There's a modern day lab here in Texas. Everybody, a lot of the Americans are just test subjects. What I'm saying? Like, it's a modern day lab. It's Tuskegee experiment in America in a lot of ways, from the in the snacks and nations to whatever, what I'm saying, that's going on. It's like it's made with the good intentions in a lot of ways. I feel like if you look at it positively, it's made with the intentions of helping people. Helping people that are paralyzed or in a situation where they're non-mobile or incapacitated. It helps them to get some of that freedom back. So, but a lot of the worst things in this world that's happening off good intentions, and that's just real as it can be. You got to figure out different things, different ways in which you can help these people, other than meshing computer and humans. I've never seen where that's worked out positively for humans. So I don't think that's just a smart thing. Whether on TV or whatever, I just don't see how this juice worth the squeeze in this situation. Because just like the vaccines, and nobody knows the side effects of what can become of experimenting and putting things in people's brains, chips and software in people's brains. So playing God is really sick. Ultimately, playing with people who are desperate and looking for any type of way out, and experiment and put chips in their brains. But it's unneeded. Ultimately, there's literally no need in experiment on people. So for this cause, let me say that. Yup. It's pretty freaky, man. It's gotta just let people know what's going on around here. Keep people informed and let people know, man. We're living in some weird, dangerous times today, where you just gotta do what you can out here. Inform, like I said, and let people know. Try to use your best critical thinking when you're doing a lot of things. Allowing people to experiment on your brain who don't have your best intentions for you just doesn't seem all that, intelligent to me. Doesn't seem all that wise. They've already come back and, reneged on a lot of things that's going on in this country in the last years with all the pandemic and everything like that. So they've already shown their hand and shown their ability to be lacking in capabilities. But I'm about to get up out of here though, man. Just a little short, little something on this Saturday. But appreciate you listening.